Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise and this is going to be a Karmic Rudy Giuliani reading. Karmic reading for Rudy. Oh, okay. Forces in motion. Challenges. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's look at, you know what? I don't care about his karma from past lifetimes. I want to look at what's his karma for this lifetime. I'm going to try to blend in what's coming down the pike for him based on the fact that he's implicated in this lawsuit from the NAACP along with Trump, and because Trump got served. So I just did that video. That's in there if you want to look at it. And so it implicated Rudy and the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys. So I guess I'd have to read on them as a group to see what's going to happen to them on that. But I want to try to add this into Rudy's karmic reading because my goodness, we've seen so much in the past. Remember his Four Seasons fiasco, Four Seasons landscaping fiasco. Remember his hair dripping. What else? I mean, the guy's done so much and screwed up so many times that I can't keep up. And I think I've read on him before, pretty sure. But this is focusing on his karma. So I'm just going to go with, just for this lifetime, what did he bring in this lifetime to work through? Okay. Wow, another one of those, huh? Okay. So this column will be for what he's going to experience, what's coming down the pike for him in the NAACP lawsuit. Ooh. And what else is hanging? No, two cards here for what else is hanging over him. So I know I have the camera up so high I'll be able to fit. Huh. Oh, that's not what I'm, yeah, that's something different. Okay. This is America, and this is his affiliation with Trump. That's what's hanging over him. Okay, now, professional future. Let's see, I'm wondering how many cards. Yeah, I think I'll do 4 cards for his professional future, and then maybe a couple for his personal. I don't know if I care that much about his personal. Professional. Wow. Whoa. Okay, and then, well, oh, why not? I can scrunch him. Okay, personally. Interesting. I would have expected to get way more reversals with this scumbag. But you know, we'll see. And things aren't perfect, you know. When I shuffle, I'm not perfect, and maybe some of these are meant to be read in the reversed. I'll just have to feel in with the other cards, and then I'll probably use the Kipper as well. Or maybe the Lenormand, I'm not sure. Okay, make sure these are down far enough. Okay, so diving into this, you know, what the forces that are in motion in his life Well, with this Page of Wands, I think this has to do with all his speaking out, all his fake, alternate like news reality. Um, but it does have him in that place, I think, where he's burned out and there's no energy. I mean, God, remember? You guys remember that Borat movie, the second Borat movie, where they caught him, with his laying in bed, with pants down, or not pants down, but hands down his pants, like, trying to get this girl to stand in front of him while he had his hand down his pants. Like, okay, Rudy, go, man. Jeez. It's that kind of stuff. Immature motivations. And his challenge is to start having to stand up for himself and take a stand. And I think it's more like, taking a stand away from, let's do it this way, away from the, the past with Trump. And I don't know if he's going to be able to free himself. Okay, so over here is karma for his past life. Well, or that he brought in from this lifetime. With the Ace of Pentacles reversed, he's come in with the karma of having money issues, poor planning, bad investments. And if you want to look at, karmic debt, this would be the card of karmic debt, because now we're talking earthly plane reality and being held down, from any good. This is not good. So he brought in some heavy karma already financially. And I believe like karmic debt. So this is really interesting, this pickle he's gotten himself in to quote Debbie with Freebird Spirit. Hi, Debbie. Love you. She says that all the time. Like, what kind of a pickle? Cracks me up. So Rudy's got himself in a pickle. And with this Tower reversed, I feel like he, in the past, in his, with the karma that he brought in, I think that he may have gone to prison for somebody in a past life, is what I'm feeling like. And so he may have had financial gain, but it was at a great cost, is how I'm kind of feeling into this. Wow. I mean, the Tower card, up or down, isn't that great. Unless you're working through a deep spiritual issue, then I see it as something beautiful, especially straight up. But I think this brings us more into this element of just the fear of change, like trying to hold on to what he had, but he was in debt. And then he's really, really afraid to change. So this lifetime, I think he really has tried to hold on to as much as he possibly can. And then here we have up here with what's coming down the pike for him based on the NAACP lawsuit. And that brings in, because you guys, the best article I found so far, because I think they might have broken the story, was in, the Daily Beast. And it's, so you can look that up, and it goes into it quite extensively, but basically, Benny Thompson, the representative in Mississippi, and the NAACP is suing Trump and Rudy for what they believe was them inciting the insurrection. And it looks like they've got like a timeline, comparative to or right in alignment with the congressional hearings that are going on. looking into it, and the ones that have happened already in the past, where they showed, well, actually, if we just remember, if we go back to Trump's second impeachment, which actually had a trial, he was, I mean, they showed that sorry, I got distracted. My battery, oh shoot. I better pause this and change my battery. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I'm one of those old school kind of weirdos that, well, I purposely don't use it on electricity in case the power goes out. I don't want to have to lose a video, so I use a battery thing. Okay, so anyway, NAACP is suing Rudy. Well, wait, I already said that. The deal is that if we look at all the information that came out about the timeline of the events on January 6th with the Capitol riots, they already proved, even though the Senate wouldn't convict Trump, they literally already proved that it was like premeditated, and there was support coming from Trump's side. So, he's very, very guilty of that. And they found Rudy in there too. So that's why they're looking into Rudy. Okay, so his karma coming down the line because of that, the law of cause and effect working in his life because of his actions, is that he's going to be trying to hold on to everything he's got in order to make it through this. And it's going to reveal that he's just an idiot with no friends, and that I think maybe even, well, this is a card of an alcoholic when it's reversed. It's also a card of a cheater when it's reversed. But let me be feeling into this. Oh, it could be that it's revealed that he was with Trump while they were watching. Maybe, oh, you know what, I don't know. This would be easy to look up, but I don't know. Was he with Trump and Don Jr. and some of the other ones who were watching? Wasn't Trump watching from the Oval Office or from his, his residence, his White House residence, while the riots were going on and before, anybody came to help, which was hours. They held it up for like 3 hours. I think it's going to show that Rudy was there, like in his negative form of celebration. Wow. My goodness. And I think all this like negative pleasure he's got going on, he's trying to hold on to everything he has, and this negative pleasure is going to turn to pain. Jeez. Okay. So, this is not going to be good. He's going to have a harder time probably than anyone else. Although he does at least have representation so far. Nobody knows yet who Trump is going to... who would work for Dirtbag Donnie? I mean, even Dershowitz said he wasn't called, but he probably would, wouldn't he? Although, I don't know. I think he might be worried about getting paid. Okay, so Rudy. So what's hanging over him up here, this is our homeland. This is the United States of America to me. This, or even the Four of Wands could be. But I'm seeing in the context, this is like, all of our family values and what we want, who we are. And his affiliation with Trump hanging over him. That's because he's not going to experience being in his powerful leadership, because that's not who Rudy is. He hasn't been for a very, very long time. I don't know when he turned to the dark side. I would bet that if this isn't Trump, it could also be Putin. Because we have to remember, remember his little not little, but his connection with Lev Parnas and Igor Fruman. Remember when Rachel Maddow interviewed those guys, and Rudy was right there, and Trump had been in, I think, on a phone conversation saying to, like, do it, get rid of, what's her name? My goodness, the beautiful redhead gal, short hair, red hair, that testified at the hearing, when Trump was caught trying to bribe the president of Ukraine, Marie Yovanovitch. So all of that's in there because Rudy was all tied up in that. And Rudy was the one saying there was a laptop and when there wasn't. I mean, all this, there's so much crazy shenanigans. Malarkey, I guess. Trying to get around using the 4-letter word that starts with an S. But that's where Rudy's been, right? Oh, okay, so that's hanging over him. Other people having control over him. Other people doing their thing. Other people's power over him. And then the happy family of the United States of America that says, this is not allowed. All of this stuff you've been doing is not allowed. Okay, so these 4 cards for his professional future, well, there's still money. There's still wealth and abundance and maybe even achieving his goals, but how does he get that? Does he flip? Is that what's going to happen? Because, I mean, these 2 cards, strength along with, and then we have the past here. I think he's going to flip to save himself. I don't know if he could save himself completely, but it could certainly scale things down, much like Michael Cohen did. Who's already taking a very active part in, he said that Michael Cohen said he will be there for anything that they want to know that he can answer. He'll be there, and he is participating. So, because I know you guys wanted me to read on him. But Rudy, I think Rudy's going to flip. This 8 of Swords reversed is like being released from a, struggle. It's also sometimes a card of a fatal event and major treachery. But I think this is how he gets out. I think he flips and spills the beans on where the funding and the money came from, and he gets himself into a strong position. I don't know that he'll ever be, back on top again to where he could run for office or, be the mayor of New York or anything else again. I think there's mental issues in there that, well, you know what I really think is I think we need some federal laws to come into place that it does psychological testing on anybody who wants to run. I mean, our policemen and firefighters, they all have to take psychological tests, and they try to trick them too. My son's been through that. It's really stupid, but they have to get through it. So we need that for politicians because they are in a position of power once they're in. We need that for anybody running for office. And, anybody in any position of power that serves the government, in any governmental position, we need psychological testing. And then especially to show whether or not they're in debt from prior, because that's what gets a person into where they're compromised. Because he was doing everything he was doing for the money. I mean, the money from, it was, I got it clearly in a dream, it was Dmitry Firtash who gave the money to Rudy Giuliani, who then gave the money to Lev and Igor to try and bribe the president of Ukraine. So that's on Rudy. And I think he's going to flip, because I think he knows a whole lot more than I could even ever imagine. I mean, he's been Donald Trump's personal attorney for a long, long time. And recently, to keep working for the Donald, he wanted $20,000 a week. And I don't think he got it. Let me put a chopstick under here to get rid of the glare. Okay, so here, this column here for his personal future, well, there's going to be some big, fast change. And of course, that would certainly fall into play once he flips. This is the card that's telling me he's going to flip on the past and spill the beans about the money and get himself into a position of strength. Or, roar like a lion. He's going to flip. And then personally, he might be, back on top of his game the best he can. Right? There might be some stability, some dependability, and some respect in his life. He might gain back his own self-respect, and he may learn a valuable lesson. So let me pause this, drop the camera down, use the Kipper, and see what type of, if any, legal charges are going to come down on him. But this looks like he's flipping, but we'll see. Okay, let's see what legal implications Rudy, how's he going to do? Let's just see, how's he going to do with this NAACP lawsuit? Actually, no. Let's just see how he's going to do legally in the future. Let's let it fly for any other lawsuits that may be coming down on him. Let's just, like I said in the beginning, what does his legal future look like? Okay. Okay, so for our theme, there's some, well, let's see whether it is a woman or not. There's some support, whether or not it's from a woman who could be, I don't know, is he still married? Or, I mean, did he remarry? Well, I mean, the dude was caught with his hand down his pants in the Borat movie, where he was totally set up. Anyway, I don't know if it's a woman, but there is support here. But look at this. So, is this somebody who rats on him because it's touching this person here, which is someone that he can't trust? This is somebody who comes in, faking like there's someone they're not. I mean, at the least, it's something very dishonest, but it could be like a major enemy. And it knights over here to this card of, supposed to be his honor. Well, I don't think he really has any honor left. But this would be like career success. And it's not happening. this is like, you know, how the public perceives a person. So they see him as a fraud, and we've got the imprisonment card hanging right over him. This is at least house arrest. This imprisonment, because it touches there, it's at least house arrest. This journey card, because it's headed this way, this could indicate this, like, kind of like a soul journey even, where he's, you know, he has to leave everything behind and go to jail. It's possible. If it's not absolute outright, you know, incarceration somewhere for a while, it's something he can't get out of. And it knights over here to this expectation card, which this is the card of surveillance and investigations, people watching you. You know, it's like, just imagine this card being a big eyeball, because that's really what it is. So his reputation and honor have been under scrutiny for a very long time, because he's been a fraud, and they've seen it. And this new place that he's going, I think, is, if it's not house arrest, then it's locked up. Where maybe this is him just kind of looking out a window when he can. You know, maybe it's not one of those places where, you know, there aren't very many windows. Maybe he gets something a little better, because it's, well, I don't know. We're talking treason. I mean, yeah, you could call it a white-collar crime, but man, you would think... Well, this is going to be interesting to watch all these players be prosecuted. I think we're in, I keep saying this, I feel like I'm a broken record, but I think we're in for some really awesome movies and documentaries. So, you know, we need to get COVID healed so we can do that, right? So, okay, anyway. If this isn't a daughter, well, it could be, yeah, this very well could be his daughter. I think he has a daughter. They could be watching her too. If it's not a daughter, it's somebody else who's you know, wealthy. If it's not a female, you know, relative, or a friend or daughter, I don't know who else it would be. But if it's not a person, because sometimes it's not, then they're watching where his money went, and probably where the money came in, right? Doesn't that make sense here if we're kind of following the direction? Money came in. I mean, I don't think this is Dimitri Firtash, but I got that in Dreamtime that Dimitri Firtash funded that, but maybe there was another woman who funded this NAACP thing, because that's in here now. Yeah. And I don't know if he's still hooked up with Rebecca Mercer. Yeah, so anyway, what I can see is money, gifts. His reputation's been watched for a long time because he's a fraud. And he's going to either go to prison or at least house arrest. Something's going to go down for him legally. This is what's going to happen. I don't see what I didn't see here. Maybe, well, let me draw a couple more cards. So I don't know if, like, would it be a big, like, in court case with a jury trial? I don't know how that would go down. If it's that, or if it's just more like we have the footage. It's right here. We know. I mean, you know, maybe they have video. Maybe they have audio. Maybe they have documents. Maybe they have all kinds of. So, I want to know, is there going to be a court case around this? Will there be a court case? Yeah, that's more like his house. Because I think he was at the White House with Trump when it was going down. When the whole January 6th. Yeah. And he gets he gets this really, challenging information that comes through and says, rah-rah. This is a confrontation to him because he was there. That's the deal. I think. I don't know. I haven't looked it up, but I'm guessing based on using my logic with the cards here that he was there partying down with Trump at the White House. Oh yeah. Okay. So there will be court. Okay. All right. That's good to know. This could also be this could be court, and it could end up going to Supreme Court. We don't know. But somebody's going to be deciding his fate. That's what I know for sure. And I think he's connected to lots of these money players, and I think he's been Donald Trump's fixer since Michael Cohen quit. Turned himself in, spilled the beans. That's an awesome book he wrote. You should read his book if you want, if you like. It would make an awesome movie someday too. Okay, well, this exhausts my interest anymore right now in Rudy Giuliani. But remember, he's gonna flip. Dude's gonna flip. Old man's gonna flip. And I don't know if he's using that colored hair dye anymore, but he's gonna be crying. Wow. Okay. Thanks, you guys. Take good care. Bye.